They're
Are you ready
mad
for
because the
this?
squirrel's in the bird feeder.
Oh, what are they mad about, though?
That he's in there and they're not. Isn't that a bird feeder?
It's not a bird feeder, it's a bird house.
I don't see any wings on you, you little rat.
So, tell me about these, what kind of grapes were we talking about?
So, happy Wednesday morning from beautiful Lee County, Florida. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about what I know about grapefruit and cotton candy grapes.
Enlighten me.
Where shall we start?
Well, let's start with the cotton candy.
Cotton candy grapes are something I just happened to discover several years back whilst in the grocery store one day, perusing around. They just look like regular green grapes. But amazingly, they taste like cotton candy. And you probably think, these must be genetically modified.
Are you making this up right now?
No. But they're not genetically modified.
What color were they?
They're green. And they're only available for a short period each year. 1 or 2 weeks.
So they're seasonal.
They're a new
Seasonally
breed and generation.
weekable. Weekably seasonable. Alright, go
They're
ahead.
great. With frosted flakes. So, the way these were made was...
Tony the Tiger
said they're great. And then he decided to cross-pollinate different breeds of regular grapes.
with cotton candy?
With other breeds of grapes. So they would take the pollen by hand from one grape.
By hand or by paw?
By hand. Like the humans would take
so
the
Tony
pollen
the
out
Tiger
of one
did
flower.
not do it. Okay. Damn it. Alright.
These blue jays are just... So anyway, finally they came across this crossbreed of two plants that put out a grape that tastes exactly like cotton candy. And they're organic.
Why have I never tasted these grapes before?
You know what? I am going to be the first to give you a cotton candy grape.
You're going to put grapes in my mouth?
If you let me peel them first.
Peel grapes?
Tell me you've had peeled grapes before.
Why would I have a peeled grape? I like the skin.
They're so good. That's
I
what
love
Will
the
said.
skin.
But on a similar note, do you know how grapefruit got their name? If you try to picture most citrus on a tree, you know, they just hang down here and there. But when you look at a grapefruit tree,
they still hang down here and there.
They're all in clusters like grapes.
Oh.
Grapefruits cluster together when
Do they
grow on a tree. They do.
Interesting. I remember I grew up off of Valmar Drive, down McGregor, across from the Buddha, and our neighbor had a grapefruit tree right in the front of her yard. She was very old, and
it's called a theme. Grapefruits and old people.
She hated it, but she also hated the fact that we wanted the grapefruits.
What a bitch.
So she wouldn't let us have the grapefruits, and she also wouldn't do any... It was very frustrating and confusing.
She just wanted people to essentially see her beautiful grapefruits
fall to the ground
hated,
and rot.
But she absolutely refused to allow anyone else to enjoy them.
So the grapefruit tree eventually got...
Potentially. Ixnayed.
You took the fucking words right out of my mouth.
I saw it in your eyes. I knew it was coming. That and the hand movement. So, do you remember, were they pink or white grapefruit?
Pink? What's a white grapefruit? Like a yellowish one?
The inside is like whitish, off-white. They're a lot milder.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they were pink.
So, funny story.
I would put sugar on them, and yeah.
I too had a neighbor when I was growing up that had a grapefruit tree. She was also a bitch. She did not like children, and
So she
hated
wasn't
her
a child of the
grapefruits.
vineyard?
Oh, far from it. She was the wicked witch of the west, or the southwest, maybe. So, yeah, she used to hate because I would climb her grapefruit tree and, like, get milk crates and pick, like,
Milk crates of the
full of
grapefruit.
them. Oh, man, those are the good days.
Damn, I love a grapefruit.
They're out of season right now.
Well,
You ever go to Sun Harvest Citrus?
actually, I've never been there in my life.
Okay, that's on our
That's a
bucket
terrible
list.
thing to say.
They have the best fucking juice. I actually just bought a half gallon last week of strawberry orange juice. It's
Is
like
it super expensive?
for $7 for a half gallon. Or if you just get a full gallon of like regular fresh squeezed orange juice, it's like $9.99 for a full gallon. Crazy
I
part
want a
is
grapefruit now, like really, really bad.
I'll work on this. Crazy part is they also ship their juices and citrus, like to people up north. To order a fucking half gallon of their juice and have it shipped to you is $70, I think. And people pay that.
That's wild.
This is crazy. Like, a few minutes ago, it was one squirrel and 5 blue jays in that tree. Now it's no blue jays.
Do you want to feed the squirrels?
Sure. What are we going to feed them?
Well, peanuts. Stay.
Squirrels really are similar to rats and other vermin. I often wonder the difference between a chipmunk and a squirrel. And then, with that being said,
Are you ready for this?
it reminds me of the similarities between a reindeer and a deer.
Mama's gonna get all upset. Oh, it's early. The blue jays like this, the peanuts too. Mama doesn't.
Peanuts remind me of when Shell's restaurant used to be,
Shells.
where Wing
could-
House went into, and then after Wing House it was Sandbar. Remember when
that was
Shells used to be there?
So long ago.
And they had like all the aquariums with fish, but there were
Yeah.
always all those peanuts that fucking fat people would just sit there and
'Cause you
like
could-
throw the
Well, these are raw peanuts, but those like normal people peanuts, yes, and you could just
When I was
break them on the floor, and everybody, yes.
and some poor fucking underpaid slob had to come and sweep up all the peanut
Yeah,
shells.
I would hate that job.
When I was younger, like, I always thought I wanted my first job to be there as a server. Because those servers used to fucking... They made such bank.
That was so long ago. That's what it was called, shells.
Shell seafood. I think there's one left in Sarasota still.
Do you remember Shoney's?
They're fucking... On Thursdays, they used to have, like, after 2 p.m., they had a fucking burger bar. All-you-can-eat burger bar. And you could make your own burgers. I love that place. Buffet.
I used to work at Wing House when it was Wing House. And it sucked.
This one, I tried going there like 2 or 3 times.
It sucked.
I just,
It sucked. I hated it.
like, I like Tudor's wings better.
Regardless of the wings, regardless of anything, it sucked. Like,
Time the service was so damn slow. Like,
and it makes no sense.
and it was mainly like the kitchen was just so fucking slow.
But no. And my ass was out the whole, like, it wasn't, like, Hooters is one thing.
But Hooters, they
Greenhouse
wear
was,
like leggings and shit.
Well, no, we had to wear hose and.
Oh.
But.
You know the best way to do it?
No.
We can go like, I'm off for like 5 days after Friday, so we could go. We should go to this place at Ortiz and MLK.
I have fertilizer for it though.
Just
And a
hear me out.
fertilizer thing.
Hear me out. So it's called Forestry Resources, and like one thing you can do organically is so when you want to fertilize a citrus tree like this, first off you have to like look up. There's certain time periods like throughout the year that you're supposed to fertilize them. So one thing you can do is, all right, you know the roots go out in the ground just essentially as far as the branches stick out.
Okay.
And so you go like in a circle around right here under the canopy, and you take a hose and you like bore a hole in the ground with a hose, and you can pour Epsom salt in there. Right? That's really good fertilizer for citrus. But even if you use like other kinds of fertilizer, the best way for it to like get absorbed into the roots is to make a hole like that and pour it down the holes.
Okay. Well, in a little bit, I'll take you on the utility room and I'll show you what